rung a bell from the cottonwood branch, so the crows could keep their time. And the gallows wind learned names by heart that the law forgot to write. A rope remembers better than men, it holds like a faithful lie, and I can still hear the hush it made when it kissed that final sky. I wasn't the worst that the county raised, but I never was purely good. I walked with a knife made of Sunday words and a heart full of kindling wood. She said, if you run alone. If you stay, you'll bury your ground. So I lubed my courage like leather reins, and I rode for the hanging town. The marshal kept time with a pocket watch that ticked in a minor key, and the doc drew straws for the witness post. The short one pointed to me. A fiddle in the saloon next door kept sawing a weary jig, and the rhythm of boots on the creaking boards felt like a sinner's rig. Oh, the gallows wind don't pray, it just hums through your sins and stays. Slide guitar like a grief-struck train, rolling low where the bones complain. Stomp that drum till the dust won't rise, sing so low that the daylight dies. When the road draws breath and the crows take wing, you'll hear the hymn the gallows wind sing. Brought her out from the widow's pew, black veil and a straight back stare. Said nothing to me, not live nor die, just braided the chapel there. I thought of a letter I never sent, a porch in a summer rain, a creek where the minnows forgave my hands, things that don't know my name. The preacher spoke like a boot on mud, slow lift and a heavy drop, and the crowd leaned in with a quiet thirst that no water ever stopped. The rope swayed once like a cradle might when a mother fights her sleep, and the wind touched down on the marshal's hat like it had a soul to keep. My throat was a road with a toll booth man who always asked for change. I paid in the only coins I had, regret and the shapeless strange. The sun tiled west in a copper flood, and the shadow climbed the frame, till the noose looked just like a wedding ring that forgot its proper name. Oh, the gallows wind don't pray, it just hums through your sins and stays. Slide guitar like a grief-struck train, rolling low where the bones complain. Stomp that drum till the dust won't rise, sing so low that the daylight dies. When the road draws breath and the crows take wing, you'll hear the hymn the gallows wind sing. Mercy's a horse, it's blind and mean, you guided by a broken voice. If judgment's a field, it's picked too clean, no fruit for a second choice. But love, if it's real, it don't untie knots, it learns how to carry the weight. So kiss my name in the places I'm not, and bury me under your gate. Now the gallows wind blows through my coat, fiddle bows a final note, let her tumble and low like a churchyard old slide line moans at the edge of hope. Stomp that drum till the dust won't rise, sing so low that the daylight dies. If I swing tonight, let the It just hums through your sins and stays. Slide guitar like a grief-struck train, rolling low where the bones complain. Stomp that drum till the dust won't rise. Sing so low that the daylight dies. If I swing tonight, let the crows be kind, and hush to the hymn of the gallows wind.
There's ash on the fiddle and grit in the bow, a scorch where the maple should shine. I played through a fire that ate half the town and left me with smoke for a spine. She danced in a dress the color of coals, bare feet like a prayer on the floor. And every note I pulled from the flame turned to a knock at her door. We met by the river where embers go cold, and we named what the river forgot. Two kids with a taste for the edges of knives and the rooms where the candles rot. I told her my sins in a minor key. She nodded like thunder in June. Said, darling, your truth is a crooked tree. I'll climb it and sing to the moon. The saloon kept rhythm with bottle cap feet, tin roof and a copper leak. And I rose in the bowl with a matchbook's grin and the echo of last week's heat. She spun like a rumor that's mostly true, and the floorboards begged for more. So I broke that G-string like a promise does, and the crowd blessed the sliver and roar. Ashes on the fiddle, smoke in my throat, slide guitar burning like a brand on a note. Stomping the floor till the sparks take hold. Marathon Turner and the night turns bold. If love is a fire, let it char what's little. I'll play you my sins with ashes on the fiddle. Preacher came in with his sleeves rolled low, a hem stitch tied to his jaw. Said, son, you're lighting the devil's stove, but the devil just clapped with his paw. We played till the windows were painted in flame and the moon took cover in fear. Then quiet as sin, the wind leaned in and whispered a change in the gear. She kissed me backstage in the sawdust gloom, red lipstick like a sparrow's wound. Said, keep this bow like you keep your word, and I learned how a liar is tuned. 'Cause promises break where the heat gets thick and the varnish bubbles like lies. And love goes brittle as a matchstick heart when the truth shows up in its eyes. Outside the town wore a halo of smoke. We charcoal sheet music rests. Ashes on the fiddle, smoke in my throat. Slide guitar burning like a brand on a note. Stomping the floor till the sparks take hold. Larry's on deader and the night turns bold. If love is a fire, let it show what's little. I'll play you my sins with ashes on the fiddle. Some songs are tender, some songs are rain, some songs learn your secret name. If I could unburn what the boss set free, I'd trade every tune for a single plea. But the strings go black where the hot breath lives, and the ash keeps score of the life it gives. So I'll raise this instrument scorched and blessed like a cross that I carry pressed to my chest. Ashes on the fiddle, smoke in my throat. Let the slide carve sorrow in an iron coat. Stomp till the ghosts start tapping their feet. Fiddle screams sweet in the furnace heat. If love is a fire, then baby we're brittle. But I'll play you forever with ashes on the fiddle. I found a rosary out on the flats, beads made of rattles and bone, strung by a widow with desert bleached hands, praying to be left alone. She said the saints don't visit this county, the sky don't bother to cry, and the only absolution worth taking is the kind that lets a sinner ride by. I kept that coal in my pocket, a whispering serpent of prayer, counting each sin on the rattled pearls, feeling fangs in the dry night air. She told me a name in a dust-on voice, the man I'd sworn to forgive. Mercy, she said, is a two-headed coin, pick the side you can't live with. We met by a windmill rusted to sleep, where the well pulls secrets from ground. He grinned like a dealer who shuffles regret, said you still want the second round. I touched the rosary under my coat, it hissed like a vision of rain, and I felt the gospel of venom and hope speaking blood into my veins. Rattlesnake Rosary, pray me down slow. Slide guitar slither where the bad seeds grow. American mercy on a stomping drum floor. Fiddle saw sorrow like a barroom saw. If heaven won't have me, then desert sing low. Count my sins on the beads till I let them go. Rattlesnake Rosary, call me in grace, 'cause vengeance wears out a good man's face. Talk about years like gambling chips plunked down on a table of drought. How he loved her a little and left her a lot. How he taught her to swallow doubt. I pictured her braid like a rope of dark weed, the laugh she kept behind teeth, and felt my trigger finger asking a hymn, while the wind prayed under the eaves. I I could have been judge in that juryless night. I could have been hangman and choir, but the rosary rattled against my ribs like a prophet of smaller fires. Let go, it sang, or be held for life by the tail of a poison truth. And I saw myself mirrored in his tired grin, two thieves of the same lost youth. So I holstered my thunder and swallowed the rain and told him to get out of sight. Head west till the road turns into a prayer, and don't look back at the night. He laughed just once, a dry little spark, then vanished in juniper haze. And the widow's voice rose from the gravel and tore through my borrowed way. Rattlesnake Rosary, pray me down slow. Slide guitar slither where the bad seeds grow. Hedge your mercy on a stomping drum floor. Fiddle saw sorrow like a barroom saw. If heaven won't have me, then desert sing low. Count my sins on the beats till I let them go. Rattlesnake Rosary, call me in gray, 'cause vengeance wears out a good man's face. Some sins shrink when you name them. Some sins breed in the shade. Some debts die when you pay them. Some debts can't be repaid. But I'll keep these rattles like songs in a pocket close to my heart. If mercy is venom gone calm, then cure me and tear me apart. Rattlesnake Rosary, nightfall and plea. Slide sings and circles around what I'll be. Fiddle like he shimmer over my bones. Drum like a judge in a courthouse of stones. If mercy's a desert, then I'll cross for free. Count me forgiven by the rattlesnake's key. Rattlesnake Rosary, hiss me to sleep. Bury my vengeance 6 inches deep. Widow's Creek runs black at night like spilled ink from a judge's pen. It writes its verdict in cattail script and whispers it back again. The bridge beams groan with a memory ache, nails rusted to the bone. Water keeps secrets better than saints, dragging them down like stone.
They say she waits in a shawl of fog with a lantern under her chin. Eyes like two bruises that don't fade out, voice like a violin. She asks you a question you can't quite hear, then points with a river-thin wrist. And if you reply to the current's mouth, you're sworn to the creek's dark list.
I brought a bottle of lightning, clear truth, cork tied with a reckless whip, thinking I'd bargain with water and grief like a fool scolding a fish. She rose from the cattails, ripple and veil with moonlight sewn in her hair. And the fiddle of frogs that snare of my pulse beat time in the breathing air. Midnight at Widow's Creek.
guitar moans in a minor streak.
Stomp the drum like a heart gone weak. Fiddle's a ghost to learn to speak.
That tone low like a prayer I keep.
Bury my name where the dark runs deep.
Midnight at Widow's Creek.
She asked me, boy, what debt do you owe that water can't wash clean? I said, a promise I broke in July and a lie I live between.
She angled a lamp to show me the depths, a mirror of tar and stars. Said truth don't float, you either drown it or wear it like a scar.
I saw a ring flash once, like a fish and fade into cattail hush. Smell camphor and rain, and the out of time felt my bravado crush. I told her the name that I never had said, the one that could set me free. And the creek took hold like an undertow, word pulled confession out of me. The lantern dimmed to a coal of intent. The frogs bowed out of the tune. Cicadas cleared like a voodoo choir under a blood-drawn moon. She nodded slow like a judge of mud and uncoiled a length of rope. Not from my neck but to tie to a truth, a line from guilt to hope. Midnight at Widow's Creek.
Slide guitar moans in a minor streak.
Stomp the drum like a heart gone weak. Fiddle's a ghost that learned to speak.
Now gin low like a prayer I keep.
Bury my name where the dark runs deep.
Midnight at Widow's Creek.
If water is memories bright, and stones are the vows she wrote.
If sin is a river you hide,
it writes you into its throat.
so tie me to one clean word
And cut me loose from lies.
I'll float what I never deserved.
And walk out with open eyes. Midnight at Widow's Creek. Slide bends blue till the shadows leak. Stomp that drum to the cattails creak. Fiddle bow sings where the spirits speak.
Knock it on low with a harmony bleak. Take my confession and keep it meek.
Midnight at Widow's Creek. Mama taught catechism in a dress, a color of storm. Said God is a fire that warms you right up till it don't keep you warm. Daddy kept coal under fingernails, a sermon of soot and hate. Said life is a bellows that feeds your flame or smothers what you make. Lived in a town where the steeple leaned like truth under heavy snow, where the miner's breath made Sunday clouds and the organ coughed down low. I memorized verses and violin songs, the kind that save and sting, and learned you can kneel at an altar rail and still love a darker thing. I fell for a girl with a match behind each eye. When she blinked, the world took notice. When she kissed the rafter side, we swore we'd run on a Friday night when the payroll wagon came. But I love that cold black catechism more than I love my name. Cold black catechism, sing me that sinner's creed. Nags on thunder with a slide that makes me bleed. Fiddle scrape the rafters, stomp the floorboard into dust. If prayer
let it chip away my rust. Cold black catechism, teach me what pain believes, where the ash writes scripture on the cuffs of my sleeves. Took the road to the hollow bend where the wagon brakes complain. I heard the hymn of a lot given in and the coins like holy rain. But the martial star was a midnight sun and it rose on a stolen vow. And the girl I loved burned bright and fast, a comet I couldn't hold now. They pinned me hard to an iron truth and read me a miner's right. No priest, just soot and a deputy's grin and a cell that learned my bite. I prayed to the God of busted knuckles and boots on a concrete floor. But the only miracle worth its salt was the coal dust under the door. She came at dusk with a priest's black coat and a face like a whispered sin. Said, I can't undo what's done to you, but I can help you not give in. We lit our last cigarette like a candle against the stone and recited the creed. We wrote ourselves love even when it burned. Cold black catechism, sing me that sinner's creed. Legs on thunder with a slide that makes me bleed. Fiddle scrape the rafters, stomp the floorboards into dust. Prayer is a pickaxe, let it chip away my rust. Cold black catechism, teach me what pain believes, where the ash writes scripture on the cuffs of my sleeves. Faith is a mine, it's deep in me, with seams that break your back. If hope is a lamp, it's cracked and lean, but it holds the narrow track. I'll carry that smoke as a holy mark, I'll carry her name like fire. Some gospels only start in the dark and end where our hands get tired. Cold black catechism, choir of picks and steam, slide guitar weeping like a penitential dream. Fiddle saws daylight from a vein of night and dust, stomp till the sin in me admits it must. Cold black catechism, write me where ash believes I'm saved by the soot on my cold black sleeves. Neon cross flickers over the bar like a cheap salvation sign. Pool cues chalk up psalms in blue, and the jukebox bleeds cheap wine. I came in wet with a rain that swore I'd never learn to quit, looking to lose my better self in a booth where the sinner sit. Caught Dilla grinned with an asphalt smile, said, boy, you look short on luck. The drummer in backbeat held on a case, the bass hummed thunderstruck. She slid on stage with a sparkler gaze, boots tapping fused to flame, and the slide guitar lit gasoline. No one left the room the same. I ordered a prayer and a whiskey glass on the rocks with a twist of light. Sipped till my shadow got brave enough to look me in the eyes. Then a man in a hat with brim like night sat down with a ledger thin, said, I keep a tab for the soul you wear, sign here and I'll let you in. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse.
Slide guitar grins and the snare drum shouts. Head guitar bargains with a broken valve. Fiddle saucing like a butcher now. Boot stomp rhythm and a neon brow. Pay what you owe or learn to bow. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse. He named my wants like a weatherman. Better love, brighter flame. A woman who won't keep count of my lies. A stranger who knows my name. He said I'll throw and sleep without dreams and mornings that don't taste the rust. I said that's steep. He said son, look around. How else you gonna earn trust? The band kicked hard in a minor key and the room took flight on sweat. Her voice cut clean through the grin of the crowd like a knife they wouldn't forget. She sang of a man who traded his boots for a road that walked him dead. And the slide replied like a serpent would, whispering what it said. I felt that ledger under my palm, the paper like borrowed skin. The pen was a nail with a velvet grip, the ink like a family sin. But the drummer hit thunder just then, and the bass grew a crooked spine. And the fiddle cried mercy in a way I'd heard the last good time. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse. Slide guitar grins and the snare drum shouts. And your tongue bargains with a broken valve. Fiddle saucing like a butcher now. Boot stomp rhythm and a neon brow. Pay what you owe and learn to bow. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse. Maybe redemption is credit. Maybe regret's the fee. Maybe the songs that don't quit it are the ones that set you free. I tore that page like a ticket, threw the shreds at his grin, and the band took the roof with a picket, a line where the saints could win. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse. Slide bands blue while the angels douse. Fiddle takes 5 and figures it out. Larry told low like a saving shout. Boots sit hard and the neon bows. I'll pay with sweat, not a sign to spouse. Devil's Tab at the Roadhouse. Granddad kept a whistle made from a wing bone, hollow and pale as noon. Said blow it at dusk if you want 'em to come. We'll sing a different tune. Mama said hush, don't wake the dead. They like it when kids stay still. But I learned to hum a skeleton song and watch the shadows fill. We slept in a house that creaked like ships crossing a grief dark sea,
with portraits that frown from a nicotine frame and clocks that forgot how to be.
I found that whistle
inside a tin with buttons and nails and thread. I breathed a note and the rafters shook like a hymn for the barely dead.
She came from the hallway wearing the night like a gathered dress of crows.
Her hair was a river of unkept time. Her eyes were a pair of throws.
She sat on the edge of my iron bed and sang in a minor key, and every word had a winter in it, and every winter knew me.
Hollow bone lullaby, sing me to sleep. Slide guitar shivers where the floorboards weep. rock me down easy to a kinder place. Hollow bone love, lullaby.
Granddad's shadow leaned in the door, hat brim cutting the moon. He nodded once like a churchyard stone, then vanished out of the room.
I asked the lady of hallway hush, are you the mother of rain? She smiled with a mouth of funeral bells and answered me without pain.
Child, she said, what you call ghosts are simply the debts of love. They come when the floorboards remember your feet. They leave when you've had enough.
She taught me a melody carved from loss, with rests like a winter's bite. And I learned by heart the patience of snow and the warmth on the other side.
Mama found me asleep with a bone whistle clenched, the wind in my open hands.
Said dreams like that will stick to your ribs. Eat breakfast while you can. But nights since then, when the hunger grows and the house leans close to here, I blow one note through the hollow bone and the lullaby draws near. Hollow bone lullaby, sing me to sleep. Slide guitar shivers where the floorboards will weep. Fiddle like frost on a window's eye, near to low in a cradle sigh. Boots stomp slower than a mourner's pace. Rock me down easy to a kinder place. Hollow bone lullaby.
If sorrow is bread, then music is bone.
If mercy is death, it walks you home. I'll keep that whistle like a spine of air.
Call what's brittle to learn repair.
Hollow bone lullaby, dark turns mild. Slide bands tender where the night's beguiled. Fiddle writes steam on the window's eye, that turn hush for a winter child. Boots quit stomping, let the room reply. Set me down softly where the old griefs lie. Hollow bone lullaby.
Badge on my chest used to shine like dawn. Now it rusts like a prayer gone bad. My horse knows the sound of remorse in my step and the whiskey that turned me mad. Used to wear this 10-star proud as truth, kept my boots clean and my jaw tight. But justice is a drunk with a crooked aim, and I'm out here losing light. We buried 3 men by the Rio's Bend. Each one said my name on the wind. Said I killed him clean, but the preacher grinned. No grave stays innocent pinned. I kept a picture of her in my vest, hair red like a matchstick flame. And every outlaw I laid to rest looked a bit like the love I couldn't tame. They call me sheriff in ghost town songs, but the echo don't sound the same. I'm half a man with a gun half cocked, and half still whispering blame. When the sun bleeds west, my shadow grows long, shaped like a gallows rope. And the wind plays him with a harmonica tune that smells a lot like hope. Oh, 10-star, tarnished soul, slide guitar rails where the dead men roll. Lay a tongue gutter with a mournful toll. Fiddle moans mercy in a miner's hole. Boot stomp rhythm and a slow patrol. Law can't save what it can't console. 10-star, tarnished soul. The town's got whispers carved in dust, each one a rumor's vein. And a wanted posters, flat black tongues that'll never wash out my stain. She left me a letter on Hotel Ink. I'm tired of being your proof. You chase the dam while you dodge yourself. Tell me how that's truth. The saloon clock ticks in a nervous hand. The barkeep don't meet my stare. The piano plays hymns and whiskey minor, broken and needed repair. I sit with ghosts of the men I call, each one buying me gin. They raise a toast to my badge's gleam and laugh at the rust within. Oh, 10-star, tarnished soul, slide guitar wails where the dead men roll. Marathon builder with a mournful toll. Fiddle moans mercy in a miner's hole. Boot stomp rhythm in a slow patrol. Law can't save what it can't console. 10-star, tarnished soul. Justice ain't blind, she's just tired, and mercy's a trick of the light. I've walked that line so wide it hums in my dreams at night. If I could trade my metal for marrow, I'd bleed what I owe to the ground. But stars don't shine in the narrow, they rust where guilt is found. Oh, 10-star, tarnished soul, let the slide sink slow, let the drum grow cold. Fiddle stretch long like a death bell roll. I recline, whisper what the night foretold. Boots fade soft where the crossroads stole. I'll die for peace I can't control. 10-star, tarnished soul. There's a lantern swinging through pine barrens dark, soft like promises broken. Each one's a ghost with a minor spark, words the dead have spoken. The air smells of turpentine sins, and pine needles hum songs of fear. I followed their light where the devil grins. I swear a voice drew me near. We met by a stump carved with time, her shadow cut sharp by a flame. She said this place don't forgive the climb, it remembers every name. Her eyes glowed like old kerosene, her dress made of morning thread. And when she smiled, the forest leaned like it feared what her laughter said. Lanterns in the pine barren sway, slide guitar cries the moon away. Fiddle hums low like roots in clay, boots tread soft where the lost men pray. Badge on ghosts keep time astray, light me home or lead me astray. Lanterns in the pine barren sway. The trees creak hymns in their risen tongues, owls blank out confessions marked. The path runs thin where the air gets young and the world forgets what's dark. She said you're hunting what ain't been found, but boy, it's you who saw. I saw my reflection upside down in her eyes, the life I fought. She took my hand, her skin was cold, sap sticky and faint with tears. She whispered names the wind had told from 50 hidden years. I saw each face in the lantern light, their lips, mouth and turn around. But I stepped deeper into night, too proud to heed the sound. Lanterns in the pine barren sway, slide guitar cries a moon away. Fiddle hums low like roots in clay, boots tread soft where the lost men pray. Lights on ghosts keep time astray, light me home or lead me astray. Lanterns in the pine barren sway. Maybe hell's just home when you lose your guide. Maybe ghosts just roam where the living lie. If I burn too slow, let my smoke recall that mercy don't glow, it flickers for all. Lanterns in the pine barrens fade, slide guitar weaves the fiddle decay. Boots stop cold where my name was made, hatch on hum in a moss bed laid. The night breeze deep, the pine trees pray, take my life but not my way. Lanterns in the pine barren sway.
Slow, counting seconds like nails in a pine wood lid. Wears black like it's habit, not job, and speaks less than he did. I found him alone in a back room booth where the jukebox croaked for sin. And I said, you're a man who sees what comes next. Mind letting me in?
He smiled with a mouth made of funeral rose, poured a shot of proof, said, boy, the ground don't mind the truth. It's mercy that's aloof. He tipped his glass toward the barroom floor. You can't bury regret too deep. The worms will crawl it right back up and whisper while you sleep. Whiskey with the Undertaker, slide bands low like a deal breaker, fiddle size with a moan or shake, boots tap graves till the coffins quake, bleed drawn truth, no sweet faker. Sip slow with the Undertaker. Told me love's a kind of death, you dress it and let it lie, then visit its grave on Sundays till even the roses die. He said, I've buried preachers, thieves, and saints who broke the mold, but the worst I've laid to rest were the young that thought they'd grow old. We drank till dawn like two condemned, laughing between the toes, and the ghost in the bottles hummed along, collecting unpaid souls. He said the dirt don't care your creed, the spade won't take advice, but it'll show you who you are when you see what you sacrifice. Whiskey with the Undertaker, slide bands low like a deal breaker, fiddle size with a moan or shake, boots tap graves till the coffins quake, little tone fruit, no sweet faker. Sip slow with the Undertaker. He lifted his hat to the sunrise, eyes tired of the shade, said you'll dig your own hole someday, but don't rush the spade. Then he vanished out that doorway, smelling of cedar and gin, and the ballroom clock stopped ticking. Guess it buried me within. Whiskey with the Undertaker, sliced steel moans like a soul maker, fiddle hums mercy for a dream quaker, boots drag slow through fate's acre, pledge on prayer, one no breaker. Pour one more with the Undertaker. There's a pair of spurs nailed to a headstone, rust gone red as dust, leather straps cracked like an oath half kept, metal tasting of dust. They say he rode clean through 3 counties, sleeping light as a fuse, paid for his whiskey with poker-faced hymns, and bet on his losing shoes. The sagebrush leans like a jury that's bored. The wind plays bailiff and judge, and the prairie keeps minutes in coyote hips that never, no, never budge. I came with a pocket of questions and a tin of tobacco and flint, to learn how a man becomes only a name and how memory learns to squint. I knew him by stories that rattle like tack, told soft in the roadhouse of smoke, by the way a bar stool remembers a way and the way a good saddle broke. He loved a girl in a calico storm, eyes brave as a thunderhead sky. Said he'd come back when the roundup was done, then the roundup forgot to die. They found his hat where the canyon narrows, brim chewed up by stone, a trail of hoof prints stamped like notes on a hymn that won't come home. No grave at first, just a rumor of bones, white as a sheriff's lie. Then someone hammered those spurs and slate so the wind would have to reply. Spurs on a headstone ringing soft and low, slide guitar weeping where the prairie winds blow. Fiddle cuts mercy from the undertow, let's old thunder in a graveyard glow. Boots long gone but the echoes know there's still a song those spurs bestow. Pressed my palm to the granite's chill, and it spoke like a worn-out track. Said, boy, don't ride with a clock in your chest unless you plan to come back. The metal lock trilled a warning in thirds, the grass bowed down to the dead. I pictured her porch with a lantern's eye and the words she never said. They tell me he tuned his regrets like strings, kept the low one tight as fate, let the high one sag for the jokes he told when the night ran out too late. He could outshoot pride, outdrink pain, outrun a winter squall, but he couldn't outwalk that narrow place where a man learns he's small. I left a coin on the headstone ledge, face up to the bleached blue sky, not to bribe the fairy but to pay the wind for carrying how to die. And right when the daylight bit its lip and the coyotes tuned their choir, a ghost of a rhythm tapped my heel like spurs against the wire. I saw her shadow cross the hill, black veil and a stubborn chin. She never cried where the world could see, she learned how the west breaks skin. We stood apart like two old stumps that know the same hard rain, and the thunder far off kept counting down the beats we didn't name. Spurs on a headstone ringing soft and low, slide guitar weeping where the prairie winds blow. Fiddle cuts mercy from the undertow, hatching thunder in a graveyard glow. Boots long gone but the echoes know there's still a song those spurs bestow. If love is a herd you circle, you'll miss the calf gone straight. If grief is a gate gone purple, you showed it through anyway. If truth is a splintered saddle, you ride till the leather learns. And when the hoofbeats rattle, you count what your hunger burns. The spurs on a headstone, let the wind keep time. Slide bends blue on a midnight climb. Fiddle saws thin like a fence wire rhyme. Marathon vows in a dust-worn prime. If I go down where the cold stars shone, nail what I've been to a stone of my own. Let the prairie sing me home.